Better yet, if you're under the age of 21 and you're not in New York City, you can just tune into Live from Emmet's Place.
Welcome to Emmet's Place. How's everyone doing tonight?
Live from Emmet's Place is an ongoing live concert series held in the living room of pianist Emmet Cohen's Harlem apartment. The musicians are extremely talented, they play classic tunes, they joke around, and play music steeped in the jazz tradition. It's old music played with modern sensibilities, and has garnered a huge following from people around the world, first exposed to, in my humble opinion, real jazz. And it's very popular. Viral clips on YouTube are relentlessly watched, studied, and discussed among young jazz musicians. Live from Emmet's Place has some very interesting historical context. It essentially started as a modern-day rent party. Rent parties were events held in Harlem in the 1920s with hired live musicians that had the goal of helping tenants raise money to pay for rent. They were very popular social events and had the additional consequence of being breeding grounds for early stride and jazz piano greats like Fats Waller. Now, alongside the bassist Russell Hall and the drummer Kyle Poole, just an amazing rhythm section, Emmet Cohen started Live from Emmet's Place as a means of giving musicians work at a time where there was no gigs. A pandemic rent party for the 2020s, but still held in one of the same buildings that would have held one of the historic Harlem rent parties of the 1920s. The unintended consequence of these rent parties is that New York City jazz is exposed for a global audience. This is all happening in Harlem, the center of Black American culture in New York City, where so many of the jazz greats have lived and worked, literally around the corner. And because of that, if you're a jazz musician right now, you aspire to play in Emmet Cohen's living room. It's wild how that works. Oh, and yeah, Samara Joy has been on Live at Emmet's Place.
A little dinner too. You're so mean to me.
This is a small, but like a decent cross-section of jazz as it exists in 2023, bridging multiple generations with this music.